Hello, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Down the Tape. We have an extremely special episode for all of you guys. I am Zach, a.k.a. Papa Smurf.
Hector, breaking down the tape. I said what I said.
And we have Chaz and Bogard scot-free. So, Chaz first, then Bogard. I want to take a minute to let you guys introduce yourselves, tell everybody where they can find you, do all of the good stuff. Don't hold anything back. Chaz, let us know where everyone can find you.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is It's Just Chaz. You can find me everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's at It's Just Chaz. And if you can't find that, go on my Twitch account. It's The Trash Gamer. So I play live streams. I do pretty much. I play retro games, new games. I just BS, talk crap, and yeah. And I'm trash at video games, so it's fun to watch. So you got that, and then on Sports Meet, check me out there too.
Outstanding. Yeah. Bogard, let them know who you are, where to find you.
Hey, my name is Bogard scot-free. The earth is my turf. Universe, give me money. It's a pleasure to be here. And Papa Smurf, man, that's like one of the GOAT nicknames if I've ever heard it. It's so fitting. You know what I mean? Slap the on your skin. You know what I mean?
Hearing that come from Bogarts, we know that's legendary because Bogarts is known for his nickname giving. This man is a legend with his nickname giving.
You know what I called Zach when we referenced him yesterday on my podcast, which I'll get to in a sec. But I said Zach is he's the Caucasian Rick Ross.
I'll take it.
Let's go. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can find me at the GMM Network on everything, and you can subscribe to our channel on YouTube, the GMM Network. Our flagship show is called The Real Fantasy Playmakers. It's all fantasy football isms. And then definitely got all kind of I got all kind of other series where I just talk about music and just life and shit like that. But yeah, man, check us out, the GMM Network on YouTube, fellas. It's a pleasure to be here again.
100%, 100%. And for you guys that don't know and haven't heard in lately, I was actually on that show with the Fantasy Playmakers yesterday. Oh, yeah. And we had a ball. We fucking, oh man, yo, those are some knowledgeable ass guys, some real down vibey dudes. Like I fuck with the whole crew. It was awesome.
I don't know if Hector told you, Bogart, but I do feel a little insulted, man, that I wasn't invited as well. I'm the Rick Ross, and I ain't got shit.
You know, listen, man, listen.
Chaz didn't get no slide in his DMs either.
What?
It was all business and then talking. It just happened.
Oh, Chaz and I.
Yeah,
no,
Chaz.
No hate.
We'll talk about
we were
business.
business.
There might have been some strong arm
situation
happened. Going on. You know what I mean? It might have been a gun to my head. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's all right. Chaz and I will business talk on our
You know
own,
what?
man.
Yo, you know what? Fuck that. I said what I said. Bogart, tell him the truth. I'm your favorite.
Yeah, no, listen, man. I was like, listen, man, between me and you. That's like, no, man. You know what? You know what's funny is a little bit of spoiler alert. You know, we got something in the works. We got a project. You know what I mean? Because I do have, you know what I'm saying, some background in music. You know what I mean? So, you know, we might get flip a little intro or something perhaps for this show. Right. We got that in the works. And I was just talking to Hector and I was like, you know what, man, if you're free tomorrow, come on, man. You know what I mean? Because I had my man, shout out my man Joe from Turn Up the Jets. You know what I'm saying? I was bringing him on. I'm like, you know what, man? Let's talk some Jets. Because it's funny. I'll talk any team. You know what I mean? I am a diehard Niner fan, but, you know, it's like, I feel like I got to know everything about everything. You know what I mean?
I respect it, which is perfect foreshadowing because we will get there eventually. Chaz, I believe you're a Bears fan.
Yes.
Hector,
bear down.
Hector led me to believe that you were a Jets fan.
Nah, that's my family.
I thought you were.
No. So I'll tell you the straight up story. So my dad and my whole family, Jets fans, super Jets fans, right? I used to bring me to Jets games. I was like, I'm freaking Jets games. So
he's like, he's seen how
you're driving through a tunnel, Chaz. We can't hear you. The connection's going there.
This the AC. The AC
too loud.
Turn the AC off.
So anyway, the Jets fan. I went to Jets games and I thought they sucked. No offense at the time, right? So my uncle was like, "You want to go to a Bears game?" I was like, "All right, cool." I was in Chicago. Brought me to a Bears game. Fell in love. Loved the colors. Loved the team. You know, the team sucked. We sucked so bad, but I still like the Bears. But
I know you're not talking about teams sucking watching the Bears.
Listen. All right, man. At least we made it to the Super Bowl. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry. We'll talk about the Bears. We'll talk about the Bears. We'll talk about the Niners. We'll talk about the Jets. What'd you say?
What was the last time? Joe Namath? That was the last time?
I'm sorry. Again, the connection's just bad here. I don't know.
The AC is on high right now.
You can hear it, bro?
I can't hear you.
It's blowing.
You got
AC on high.
So before we get to whatever madness may happen next, because this episode is probably going to be shot to shit, so you're welcome for whatever happens next. Hector, do your thing. Take us around the world of sports. Let's keep it quick here.
All right, guys. Around the world of sports with Hector, I said what I said. We're going to keep it real short and simple because we got some great topics for the guys that we have here with us. So for right now, the NBA and the Olympics, I'm going to throw it hand in hand because those are the two main topics I really want to hit at the same time. U.S. women and U.S. men straight did what they had to do. And on the first hand, I want to give all the shine and all the credit and everything. Like, fuck the U.S. men right now. Like, I'm going to give them theirs in a few minutes. But everything to the women's because there was no, second doubt. There was no, who's going to beat them. There's no, they choked and almost got a close game. No, it was blowout out of blowout. This is their 5th gold in the last 5 Olympics.
Yeah.
And they haven't lost a match in over
that's 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
The men's were there until they choked last year. They were doing their thing until they choked last year. So now they got to restart, and then they started so shitty this year. But before I get to giving them their shit before their shine, I want to continue on the women's real quick and be like, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, you guys are the GOATs of the WNBA. There are no one in the licks of the closest that if you want to talk Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant of the WNBA, it is Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi.
Facts.
Hands fucking down. There is no one that can touch. I'm sorry. Step on the court with them, man or woman. They're going to school your shit.
Bro, I'm like 5'8", 300 pounds. They'd wreck my shit before I even knew it.
I mean, seeing that picture with Diana Taurasi just holding the ball up like this, and the girl
that was
just like this, I was just like,
yeah.
Ain't nobody beating this team, man. There's nobody.
And then you want to go over to the fucking the men's side. Come on,
what a turnaround!
I get it, and I that's why I stood quiet in the background. People were being skeptical, like, oh shit, they're losing, and I'm like, I'll sit back. They're not the A squad of the U.S. squad that you can throw out there. Granted, there's still guys that are A squad guys you can throw out there, but it's a squad that's untouchable. We have too many stars in the U.S. for any other team to beat them.
I mean, they turned it around for sure.
And KD heating up at the right time. So granted, they got their shine. I give it to them, but
the women's where it's at.
The women's was definitely where it's at. And all in all in the Olympics, the U.S. ended up topping up over, I think it was Japan for most medals and over China for most golds.
Wait, so would you say we nuked them?
Stupid.
Wow.
It was great. You guys give me credit. That was funny.
That was good. Good.
Listen, man, I like that we can still laugh at jokes like that. They're supposed to
we won't censor. I promise.
I do the editing. You can't censor me.
I did. Doing over from the MLB real quick. The Yankees have been heating the fuck up after everyone's been talking shit while the Red Sox have been getting their asses shitted on. But the Yankees got smacked with COVID for over the last couple games.
Even Rizzo caught it.
It's not looking good right now. But all in all, it's a very, very close race right now when it comes down to the AL East and just speaking on my terms for the Yankees, because they're catching really close. There are 3.5 games from Boston, so they're right there for the second place, and that's the 2 top wild card spots for them. So,
did they get vaccinated? That team was the team vaccinated, or did they get vaccinated?
Most from what I've read and what I've known, most, not all, but you can't account for everybody. Now everyone says everything, but most of the guys on the Yankee squad were vaccinated.
Hey, you know what? If there was no way or a certificate or something to prove it, right? If I wasn't comfortable getting it and I was a cajillionaire, I especially when you're in baseball, you got a big bag 9 times out of 10, right? Yeah. I just pay whoever to give me that piece of paper to say I am.
Yo, look,
I'm vaccinated. Look at it, says it.
I'm not saying nothing, but I am saying that that's the next biggest fucking forgery industry on the face of the planet.
Yep.
Like, listen, you can easily get your car smugged. You can easily get that thing written up.
Now, the last thing I gotta hit before we start hitting into the NFL situations, and I don't know how well into baseball you guys are. So when it comes to around the world of sports, I kind of just throw some shit out there. And
I'm way around the corner from baseball, around the world.
We're baseball adjacent.
Hey, my Giants are doing good, right?
In the last thing,
we don't talk about them Giants here.
And the last thing around the world of sports when it comes to I want to bring it to the Phillies real quick. The Phillies, if anyone remembers, Holiday,
yeah.
The Phillies is retiring his number 34.
Okay.
Okay. Roy Halladay, he pitched for Toronto. He pitched for the Phillies. He was a very dominant pitcher, and he ended up.
The Phillies. Sorry.
He ended up passing away.
Shit.
Hold up. Oh, Chaz, do you want to sneeze again?
I'm an asshole.
I didn't see that twist coming either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Roy Halladay ended up passing away.
God bless him.
Not recently. He passed away years ago. Actually,
no shit.
It's been a couple years now.
It shows how little apparently all of us pay attention.
He was a very, very dominant pitcher. He passed away at I think 37, 39, 40.
No,
47. Yeah, it was years ago. He had a crazy incident going down, and
well,
if you want to read into it, but the Phillies are retiring his number. He's a Cy Young winner. He is, I think, in the talks for the Hall of Fame or possibly Hall of Fame.
See the one that had the sidearm throw?
No, that's Randy.
No. Roy Halladay. I remember him being on Toronto specifically.
That's all Hector.
I remember him being on Toronto specifically in his career and fucking the Yankees up. Like literally every time he pitched against the Yankees, he was fucking them up.
Mets fan, so I know, bro. Phillies.
He ended up after I want to say about almost 10 years in Toronto, going to the Phillies for a few years.
Yep.
And then he got into some he ended up leaving. He had a lot of injuries, pain situations and situations. Yeah. So they're retiring his number, and I think it's good because he was an all-time great, and that's all I got for around the world of sports, bud.
Well, shit.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, for real, rest in peace.
Yeah, hands down. So before we get into the actual NFL, this week we are not doing trivia. Generally, we do a trivia question of the week. This week we will not be doing it just because we have so many topics to get to. I don't want to say
because I know everything.
Well, all right. If you know everything, here's last week's question.
Here's last week's question, buddy. Let's see if you can get it. I got it, actually.
Hector
I fucking got it.
Hector did. How many, Bogart, you'll go first since you know everything. I got you, bro. How many players had 100 or more solo tackles in 2018?
How many players total?
How many players total in the NFL had 100 or more solo tackles in 2018?
Okay, 2018. Man, I'm gonna say 5.
Is that your final answer, sir?
Yeah.
That was close, but no cigar.
Damn.
6.
2.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
It was 4.
Damn.
Wow.
I knew I was in the ballpark because, like, okay, hold on. Now let me try to guess the 4.
I was right.
Oh, I don't know him off the top of my head.
I had him.
No.
I called him out that day.
Like,
Was it Honey Badger?
Crazy?
In 2018, I think it was
Snacks Harris from the New York Giants.
It's Blake Martinez.
It was Blake Martinez also.
Martinez.
That was when he was with the Packers.
Leo Mack?
Hold on, but what's Buddy from the Cowboys? Jalen Smith.
No, it was Van Der Esch for the Cowboys.
Oh, it was Van Der Esch. Okay, so I knew because one of them was a tackling machine.
Was it one of the Watts? Any of the Watts?
Oh, yeah, TJ was around.
No, it's no ends. They're all linebackers, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're all linebackers.
Yeah, Martinez is one of them for sure. Oh, what about Allen? Josh Allen.
I believe it was.
Josh Allen from the Jags.
So check it out.
I believe it was Darius Leonard, Blake Martinez.
Oh, there it is. Darius Leonard was a rookie that year.
And Bobby Wagner.
Okay, Wagner.
That makes sense. It was the tricky thing was when you had to take me back to 2018 because I've been playing IDPs for a good while now. So like I
had to go back to Madden. I dead ass thought about Madden.
Smart.
Yeah, I mean shit, it'll put you in the ballpark for sure.
Yo,
you know
for real.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that was last week's question. We will not.
I don't know all.
We have learned today that Bogard does not know it all, but he came close. We were in the ballpark, both you and Chaz. 2 and 5 are not bad guesses.
But 4 was the answer, and I was right because I said what I said.
Whatever. Anyway, so we're gonna start with Bogues. You're a Niners fan. You got the hat on. We got to talk about the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
Talk to me about Trey Lance and Jimmy G. Right? Obviously, Jimmy is the incumbent. They just draft Trey Lance, who comes from the same college of nobodies that Carson Wentz came from.
Yes, this is accurate.
What's going on? Who's going to be the starter? Who's going to start the season?
First of all, I'm really excited for Lance.
Are you?
He was the guy he was the guy that I said we were gonna before we traded up to the 3 spot. If y'all remember on Sports Me, somebody had started a fucking
I think it was
it was a mock draft, and then it came to the 12 spot, and I was like, this is when my Niners were still at the 12 spot. I was like, we're trading up with the Eagles to get Trey Lance, and we're gonna select Trey Lance, and they're like, someone already made the pick, and this, and I was like, fuck that, this is my version, you know what I mean? Because I felt like we were gonna move up. Then when we moved up to 3, that was crazy because I was like, oh shit, now Justin Fields is actually in the conversation because you had, Zach Wilson was already like, they were set in stone, like they were going to get Zach Wilson. You know what I mean? So it was like, so for me, I wanted Lance, but it was like one of those things like, man, okay, I'm just going to trust him. Then even remember the Mac Jones thing got a little real.
Y'all should have taken him.
And I was like, nah, you know what? Shanahan wouldn't do that. He wouldn't move up to right here to get Lance. And I even said it when we got Lance, when we traded up to 3, I went back to Sports Me and said, we're gonna pick Trey Lance. This is what all the big dogs do. You know what I'm saying? Like Jimmy, we love Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? I used to have this saying, we were winning ugly with handsome Jimmy. You know what I mean? Because that's we were having team wins. You know what I mean? Jimmy would turn the ball over, or he would stall out in the red zone, do Jimmy things. You know what I'm saying? But we're winning ugly with handsome Jimmy, bro. And like, so I feel like with that said, I'm not looking at last year's. That's an outlier year. If I go back to 2019, the Jimmy-led 49ers were the second highest scoring offense, only behind the MVP-led Baltimore Ravens that year. You know what I'm saying? So I say, in a nutshell, Jimmy don't get hurt. Jimmy don't play bad. Jimmy don't lose job. And when Lance gets in there, if before any of that, that means that Shanahan sees fit that Lance is ready. Because
All
right
right,
now,
Chaz, chime it up in here then. Then, like, what do you see? Do you see Jimmy G starting this season out? Do you see Trey Lance beating him out? Do you see Trey Lance sitting out and then jumping in later in the weeks?
Well, all right. So before I say anything, Trey Lance, I saw the video of him carrying the older players' pads and stuff. I respected that, man. He seems like he is a good guy. He's there to learn. He's sitting there. He's throwing good passes. He's respecting the older generation. Good dude. With that said, though, I'm biased about this whole situation because I think all young quarterbacks should wait a year till they start playing. Every single
day. Shut up!
No, because
I love you, Chaz.
Love you too, bro.
I'm Chaz Stan.
Look at Patrick Mahomes, man. Patrick Mahomes sat there and he just learned. This dude came out destroyed and was just like, oh, why did he do that? Because he chilled. He waited. He waited a year. Even Tom Brady.
What, though?
Tom Brady watched. He got in, started destroying. You just got to learn, man.
Do you remember what Patrick Mahomes? What his knock was? His player profile was. He has a big arm. He has a mobility. Mm-hmm. He has the ability to extend plays. Yep. But he's a little bit of a gunslinger. And they were comparing him his improvisational skills type of shit. They're comparing him as a gunslinger to Brett Favre. So it was no coincidence that the guy who worked with Brett Favre before, Andy Reid, was interested in this dude. But see, you had a seasoned veteran with Alex Smith, who's been through several coordinators, who like could speak several different languages when it comes to QB. You know what I mean? Because this guy knows everything. So what did he teach him? What did he teach him how to do? Take care of the ball. Whether it took a whole year to teach Patrick Mahomes that. You know what I mean? Because then Patrick Mahomes, he comes in the next year, throws 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, and has like 10 picks. You know what I mean? It was nuts. Like,
so,
you know what I mean? Like,
bro, you're attributing all of Patrick Mahomes' success to who he learned under, not necessarily what he learned in the time. No.
I'm saying that was probably one of the things why Andy Reid and them didn't see him fit yet. You know what I mean? Because he had Alex Smith, they were already getting to the playoffs religiously. It's like, okay, they did it all the way right. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're like, you know what I'm saying? That's how people used to do it. People used to sit their guys for seasons before. You feel me?
Yeah, but that's Aaron Rodgers sat for a couple.
Hands down, though. Hands down, I'm gonna say that Jimmy G's is gonna start the season, and probably by week 5 he gets hurt, and Trey Lance starts, and it's his job to eventually lose. But if 49ers are smart and
this is
if they start Trey Lance first,
listen,
and you take Jimmy G and get what you can.
What's your third string? Who's your third string right now?
Yeah, our third string is probably going to be like Beathard. We'll probably bring him back because now
he's such a good quarterback.
Right now it's Rosen. As far as I know.
You mean Super Bowl ring having Josh Rosen?
Yes.
Josh Rosen is the only quarterback who has a Super Bowl ring on that team.
How do you get? Wait, what team was he on?
He got cut from the Bucks.
He was on the Bucks practice squad when they won.
Yep. He got a ring.
That bum got a ring.
No, now I don't know. All right, so guys, before I make everyone lose their minds, I don't know if the Bucks gave their practice squad guys rings, but teams have. So if they did, Josh Rosen has a Super Bowl ring.
I will say though, listen, what the Niners are doing is what you're supposed to do because we had to pay guys like Fred Warner, who we just paid, and when we had to pay guys like Nick Bosa. This is what you do. The window of time. It's small when you to have this type of team together before you have to pay everybody. So what do? You draft a young quarterback. So now theoretically we have him for at least 4 years before we really got to pay him, man. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? So we're doing it the right way. We're doing it like how they did it with Patrick Mahomes and how they did it with Russell Wilson. Even see Russell Wilson in his case, he beat out Matt Flynn just outright. They're like,
which was crazy because he got that crazy contract, Matt Flynn.
So leading from the QB situation, I want to go into some of the 49ers wide receivers.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk. Everybody knows that he's a fucking stud. He's
you know what's funny? Everybody knows he's a fucking stud.
Exactly.
But even me,
and he's gonna be the
draft.
And he's gonna be probably the number one out of the Niners squad for their receiving core.
When I was covering the draft, I was like, who is
better?
Brandon Ayuk? When they drafted him, I know me and a bunch of other motherfuckers like, ooh, like, you know what I mean? And we found out who he was, though. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's one of those things, and you got to trust Shanny. Shanny got an eye for this, but then sometimes he has these epic misses, like he hit Joe Williams, the running back, a couple years ago. He pounded the table for this guy, drafting him. The guy never saw the field. You know
now, what I will say real quick before Hector keeps diving into the wide receivers, I will say you keep bringing up Shanahan. Keep in mind his father, Mike. They go about those running backs real different.
Shanahan.
I was gonna say the Mike Shanahan had a lot of 1,000-yard nobody rushers. You know what I mean? So they have a system that's built for that.
Oh yeah, and it's quarterback friendly as fuck. And then
thank you for the Goodwin though. Thank you for Goodwin. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, Marquise Goodwin, man. Hey, listen, man. Legit Olympic runner. Like that guy is a legit track speed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, unfortunately, he went through some things in his life, kind of. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But now, you know, and God bless to him. You know what I mean? They got their rainbow baby, man. All praise. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm telling you, bro, that system has its thumbprint all over the league. And if you're a Jets fan, you should be excited right now. I mean, even if you're a Bears fan, because look at the Jets, they're gonna have that. They're gonna have their version of that too, of their thumbprint of that system that's trickled down. Because now you have Matt LaFleur over there and Saleh. You know what I mean? And then you have a quarterback with Zach Wilson who fits that. You know, a shout out to my man, Turn Up the Jets. And Hector right here yesterday, they were kind of breaking it down. This guy, because I was asking them, why him over Fields? If you guys were second, why just like, we getting Zach Wilson. And then, you know, my man Joe pointed out the fact, it's a system fit. Because if you have a mobile QB in that zone run scheme, in that wide zone scheme, bro, like it's tough for defenses. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then you go to, if you're a Bears fan, you got someone like
Andy Dalton,
and then eventually Justin Fields, who can actually make reads.
We have Nick Foles too.
Yeah, but someone who can actually make reads, correct reads.
Yep.
When you're running a read pass option or a run pass option, right? You gotta make the right read.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like that's all much more better too. You know what I mean? Like it's you gotta love these schemes. That's why when I look at a team like the Raiders, they're always gonna be bad. Their scheme is so vanilla. You know what I mean?
Bad.
Like it's really like Greg Olson's trash.
So when it comes down to the receiver core of the 49ers, when it comes to Brandon Ayuk, and we know that he's going to be a stud, who does he fit better with? In the sense, does he fit better with Trey Lance, or is he fitting better with Jimmy G?
I think, when they're all healthy, see, you got to remember, Brandon Ayuk played majority of the year, just him and him alone. You know what I mean? And like, so in fantasy, people are enamored by this because recency bias is a real thing. So they're just going to remember how great he was, but he was the only guy in town. So now you have everybody there, and Jimmy can spread the ball around. When you look at my Niners, nobody ever scores more than 5 touchdowns by themselves as a receiver. You know, the running backs are doing that.
Mozart.
You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, I said the running backs are doing that, not the receivers though. So like on a down year, like we just had, it's kind of hard. I feel like the numbers are skewed, like because in fantasy you're gonna have to pay up like a 5th round in a single QB, like a 12 teams league. You're gonna have to in the 5th round look at like a Brandon Ayuk. There's other guys on higher pass volume teams. Like I think reality wise, I love Ayuk and Debo. Fantasy, they're gonna be a headache.
Yes, they will.
You're not going to know when to start these motherfuckers. I love them. Kittle's the one I want. And then even when Trey Lance does come in, if it's this year or not, or when it is, barring injury, like I said, Jimmy don't get hurt. Jimmy don't play bad. Jimmy don't lose job, right? Either way, under those pretenses, I'd say when Lance comes in, I'm weary of all those guys because now here's a guy that'll run too.
Yep, that's the thing.
Instead of check the ball down, he might run. So now we're talking. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. I was going to ask Chaz, do you agree with that? How do you feel that the quarterback battle affects like a Uke and Debo Samuel as far as like the actual NFL goes and then, fantasy?
Well, here's the thing. It's like the Bears and 49ers are mirroring each other, right? We both have these crazy backup quarterbacks that are able to do everything. And it's kind of scary because you have all these other pieces that are able to do everything. But when this quarterback comes in, he's going to take away from all of them. Like I was just talking about on Sports Me app. I said, who's going to be the bust this year? I said Saquon Barkley, but then I said it's going to be David Montgomery.
Hey, keep that slander out your mouth.
It's going to be David Montgomery because I know Justin Fields is going to get in. We know it's going to happen.
I love David.
He's going to get in, and he's going to be running, taken away from him. Then Tyreek Cohen he's going to be the running back that's out there catching balls. So who's going to be playing more? Right?
Hey,
same thing with your Trey Lance. Listen, when he comes in, he's going to be running. And
I'm fully on board with this, man. I've been the David Montgomery truther, and like,
I've had David Montgomery the last 2 years in fantasy league, and I'm people shit on him, but I'm died. This man's guaranteed 1,000 fucking yards. He's a fucking hustler.
If Andy Dalton's his quarterback,
he had over 300 touches last year.
If Andy Dalton's his quarterback, and we're not down. Like, that's honest. That's the problem. Like, the thing is, if you don't mind me saying something about the Bears real quick, the thing I get pissed off about is that they try to make it. They're trying to, the play calling is bullshit. Like, you have crazy running back. This year we have Damian Williams and we have David Montgomery, right? And we can smash mouth, run down their throats, which we should have been doing for the last 2 years.
Because Damian Williams, if people don't know, Damian Williams is a big motherfucker. He's 6'1",
big as hell.
6'2", 235. He runs hella fast. That's why he be getting hurt. He's so fucking big.
Exactly. I mean, we should be running.
And he's good. And they talk about using him in the passing game.
As Chicago fans, you guys, as Chicago Bears, and you as a Chicago fan, you guys have everything on paper to consistently be a playoff team. But I would say it's all in your system. It's all in your coaching. It's all in the organization. You got to break that down and bring in new people.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I think Nagy's gone after this year, man.
I think so. And I'll say it, man. Eric Bieniemy is this is the perfect situation for him.
Yeah.
Because he's now you got all these guys that they're going to be familiar with the system too, theoretically, because they're both from the Andy Reid coaching family tree, so the RPOs, all that stuff will be in play. You know what I mean?
Hold on, before we get into the Bears, real quick, I want to get a final because don't worry, we're going to go into the Bears before we go into the Jets because I want to give Chaz his time to shine about the garbage Bears.
We can do Jets first if you want. Let's do Jets first.
Final best for last.
I want final predictions on the Niners. Chaz, I'm going to let you go first, and then Bogart because I'm going to give Bogart the time to rant about his Niners. So Chaz, give me your final predictions on the Niners. Where are they going? Are they making the playoffs? Or are they not? What are their final record?
I see them. I honestly think they're going to make the playoffs. I think so. They got a strong team this year, strong defense. As long as everybody stays healthy, they can keep it going. Jimmy G, if he comes out slinging, I mean, they have the best case scenario. They got two good quarterbacks, so they have nothing to worry about then. And then Raheem Mostert needs to stay healthy, and I think they have a chance because that man right there, that's a 1,000-yard running back if he actually stay healthy. That's
For sure. Yeah. Bogart, before you go, I know you're raring to go, but I gotta let Hector go. I gotta let you get the last. Hector, what do you think?
Simple. 12-5. I saw what I said.
12-5. Okay, so that makes the playoffs, I think. I feel like that makes the playoffs.
Yep.
Bogart, final word on the Niners.
I'm gonna be realistic. I'm gonna say we go 10-7. And
I thought that too, but I was giving them more.
I'm gonna go 10-7 because our division is tough. You know what I mean? And if we can stay healthy and you know what I mean, and our defense, you gotta remember we got a different coordinator. I mean, stylistically we should still be the same. But I always go in every year with you know, with little to no expectations. You know what I mean? And like realistically, like last year, I had us at 9-7. You know what I mean? Like, you know, coming off of a Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
I mean, if that defense can stay healthy, that's also going to be a big thing for you.
We got something like the 4th easiest schedule, something like that. I do like stuff like that. And whoever writes those things, you know what I mean? God bless them, because it had us up there in the top 5 easiest schedules. And the last time we had a top 5 easy schedule, we got up to the all the way to the chip. So, you know what I mean?
Fair enough. Fair enough. I can respect that. Chaz, you know, I know you said you want to talk about the Jets next, but I run this shit. That's how this goes. So,
save the
I
best
want you to
for
talk
last.
about,
So we'll talk Jets next.
We got some more quarterback issues over there in Chicago, man.
Yes,
talk to me. Is it Andy Dalton? Is it Nick Foles? Is it Justin Fields? Are you even happy that they drafted Justin Fields? Talk to me, man.
All right, so yes, I am extremely happy. If you guys want to see my reaction, go on my YouTube channel. I bugged out when they drafted Justin Fields because I was like, finally, we're getting a black quarterback. Seriously, that's seriously. I mean, I think the last one we had before that was the guy from the Redskins back in the day. What the heck? I can't remember his name.
Doug Williams.
No, not even after that. We had another black quarterback.
Oh, yeah, Troy. It was way later. You're talking about way later. Troy.
Yeah.
Was it Troy Hill? No, not Troy Hill.
Well,
Troy Smith.
No, it was something else. I forgot his name. Jared something, whatever. Anyway,
they got me.
All right, I see you.
So anyway, I honestly think that the way this whole keeping Nick Foles was bad. It was a bad idea. That's the problem. Nick Foles is too much of a strong veteran that he knows what he wants, and he's gonna push. He's not gonna help Justin Fields grow. That's the problem. He's gonna sit there and try to overlap him. Because
you see what Nick Foles was doing? He was like, yeah, I would go over there and help them in Indy, but I'm with the Bears right now. He was like,
he's trying to get out of there. He wants to get out of there. Andy Dalton, though, has said numerous times, I'm going to help him. If he goes over me, that's fine. And I'm going to coach him up, whatever. And I feel like the Red Rocket, people shit on him too much. I think he's a good quarterback. He's just been in bad situations. And, you know, Justin Fields looks good on practice, but he even said himself he's not ready to start yet. He said he's not ready. And that was humbling. I loved it about that about him. He says you need to grow. You need to grow. I need to get to where I need to be a starting quarterback. So I respect that. So the quarterback situation is a little tough over there right now. I think Andy Dalton will be okay first couple games, and we'll see how it goes. First 5 games.
Yeah, so you think Andy is starting?
He's starting.
My God. Andy Dalton is starting. He's
going to start. He's going to start because he's going to – you know what's going to happen? It's like Andy Dalton always plays good for the first 2 games, either gets hurt or he just sucks so bad they take him out the game.
This out. He's not – historically in his career, he's ass in prime time, right? and he's also ass, I think, on the road as well.
Yes.
I think if I remember correctly,
he's amazing.
Yeah, but
except for the Cowboys.
Correct. I know you guys open in prime time. They open in prime time against the Rams, right? I do know that, but I can't remember if you're at home or
we're in. Are we in
LA?
I think we're in LA. Yeah, we're in LA. Yeah, we're in LA.
Okay, so yeah, and then here's another thing that's crazy about the Bears schedule is they go road, home the whole way.
Yep.
It's crazy. So
we have a trash schedule this year.
Yeah, so I'd say but based on what I said with Andy Dalton being bad in primetime and him being bad on the road, he's probably loses week 1, and then maybe he wins the home opener, loses week 3. At minimum, I think you guys played I know you guys played the Lions week 5 or 6. I think that's at least when we see Justin Fields.
I think Andy Dalton is very he's very durable. He's very durable. He's very durable. He's so durable. So he's one of those guys that
had a concussion last year.
Hear me out. Hear me out. He is durable. He is durable. He's one of those backup QBs that every single time you need someone there, he's there. So I see him one of those guys where he lasts 6-7 weeks before they're like, all right, Are you playing shitty enough to put Justin Fields in, or he had gotten an injury?
Well, we're losing week one because we're playing Matt Stafford, and Matt Stafford knows how to destroy our team for some odd reason.
Matt Stafford is a GOAT and one of the GOATs. People sleep on that motherfucker.
But listen, he's never had this great of a wide receiver core ever, so he's going to murder us.
Matt Stafford's going to go fucking nuts.
Yes, he is. He's going to be a great fantasy week one quarterback.
First of all, I like Jalen Johnson. And I do like you guys promoted in-house your DC. What's his name? DC?
Dissy, yeah.
Desai?
Yeah. Dissy. Yeah, no, Dissy.
Desai? Whatever, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He's a product of Vic Fangio. So, like, listen, if anything that Vic Fangio knows how to do, he takes away your best weapons. You know what I mean? So I think week one's actually going to be, especially for a team that's been game planning for this one team and for a QB that they are familiar with. I think the Rams come out here and like, you know what I mean? Especially at home. You know what I mean?
Bro, if we win, I'll be
fans in their stands.
I'll be surprised if we win that game. I'm be honest. I thought we were going to be 0-1. But I mean, go ahead.
The Rams are going to hurt the Bears.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, I knew Justin Fields was going to start because we're facing Aaron Donald the first game. It's not going to happen. They're going to put him out there. They're not putting it out there for him.
Hey, do y'all remember last year with the Dolphins? They went on a bye week, right? And then like all of a sudden, because you remember all the rules were changing like sporadically. Yep. So like, oh, you know what? We're going to let fans back in the stands, 25%. And guess what? We're on a bye week. So normally we wouldn't let y'all know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna start too, y'all. Get your tickets, right? And they were playing the Rams.
Yeah.
And guess what? They went out there and it was bad golf.
Yeah.
It was bad.
That's a good.
It was golful. You know what I mean? He came out. He was golful. And
golful is. I love that. I'm going to trademark that shit. Golf.
No. You missed it. You missed it yesterday. You missed it yesterday when Bogarts was calling Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh yeah,
Teddy Roosevelt. Roosevelt. I'm like, yo, bro, that was the greatest nickname I've ever heard.
Well, I got a hot take for you guys. In fantasy, if your team is facing the Lions, start everybody. Seriously, this year.
That's not a bad
anyway.
strategy.
Next up, we got the Jets. We got the hot Jets. And there's a lot of
a lot of hots for the Jets, though.
A lot of hot talk about the Jets right now. They got a lot of players. They got Zach Wilson, they got Michael Carter, they got Elijah Moore. You know, we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, so Zach Wilson had a slow start to training camp. Do you guys make a big deal out of that? Like, do you guys, how much stock do you put in the talk coming out of training camp?
How
holding out for money already? That's kind of weird. I don't know. It's just weird for me.
How long did
you say?
Didn't he hold out for money? That's what he did, right?
I mean, he held out for guaranteed money, not so much for overall money.
But still, like,
they got it done, right?
Nah, that's kind of like smart.
So that's also some age. That's also the agent, man. I mean, look at Zach Wilson's face, and you always got to be like, okay, where's your parents? Or let me see your ID.
Justin Bieber.
Like, you know what I mean?
You leave Hollywood Wilson alone, you gentlemen. All right, just tell me what you think about training camp news. Damn it!
I don't want to leave his mom alone. Jesus Christ, she's hot.
Oh my God! I'm a married man, gentlemen. Okay.
Oh shit!
So how do we feel about Zach Wilson's slow start to the training camp? Are we afraid about that for the Jets? Do we not put too much stock in it?
I don't think they should start him for week one. That's it.
I put my take in it because look, you can see it in his face. He's hella young. This is what I would expect is him to learn this thing slowly, coming from a smaller school, coming from you know what I mean, and now learning like, and then you got a coaching system. For the most part, they've been around some big hitters, but it's all their first time too. So they're all gonna have some growing pains, but it's gonna be fun. Like if I'm a Jets fan right now, it's gonna be fun. Like it's that same feeling I had when we started.
I know Bogart right now. I know Bogarts right now is 100% a Jets fan right now because it's a whole 49er system. So it's a whole 49er system.
Look at it.
But at the same time,
you guys have Zach Wilson.
But at the same time, I'm writing that. I like the way the Salah is going about his business. I like the way everything's going. Zach Wilson is going to have some growing pains. We got to sit that one in. Everyone knows there's going to be. Peyton Manning went out and threw 22 interceptions his first year. So, but
is that where we're going to hide behind his Jets fans?
No, but the Jets, and I'm going to stand by this one. The Jets need someone better than Josh Johnson as the backup veteran QB for Zach Wilson.
All right, now hold on.
Hold on. Don't you disrespect Josh Johnson.
Get that man out my fucking building. Get
Kaepernick is the daily fantasy sport. He's my DraftKings GOAT. Like I remember throwing Josh Johnson in my lineup when like I needed like a 0% owned QB, and I was like, you know what? It was like a Thanksgiving game. And he was like starting for the Redskins, and the formerly known Redskins. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
All right, so hold on. The Jets' backups aren't that bad. I don't even remember their names, but I think
none of them have a star. None of them have an NFL star.
But John Johnson, his name changes every time. I call him Josh, and I call him Jake. Now I call him John. Anyway,
something Johnson did.
John Jacob.
His name is my name too. And listen, he was on our practice squad for the last couple of years, so that he basically walks on and like immediately knows the system. For what it's worth, that guy's been he's been like a system QB for like over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? He's been through the Grudens. He's been through the Grudens. You know what I mean? He's bounced around from the Shannies. You know what I mean? He's been around for a long time, longer than like a Tyrod Taylor, basically. You know what I mean?
Taylor. Oh.
Yeah, just always being a backup guy somewhere. Well, I'm saying, so he's probably the best veteran presence in that QB room that they have for Zach Wilson when it comes to this system. You know what I mean? Which is sad, but
I would have brought Tyrod Taylor in because he's kind of the same quarterback as Zach Wilson, like that run around, throw in, kind of fast guy. So.
Well, Tyrod knows the game now, so he just went with the whatever.
Tyrod got none but punctured lungs.
Like
get that shit out. Anyway, Chaz. So Chaz, Elijah Moore. He's getting a lot of blow up this year.
Yes,
after getting drafted by the Jets. He's getting a lot of hype. They think the Jets stole him out of the draft. What do you think his value is? What do you think his role is going to be? And what do you think he's capable of doing on the Jets?
I think that he needs to not let that shit go to his head. And I think he'll be freaking super fine. I think that's honestly what I think. I think a lot of these guys get a little hyped. They come to the league and they have the welcome to the NFL hit or welcome to the NFL crap that happens to them every year. But I think he has a lot of upside, a lot of upside. I just think that he just needs to have a cool head, and he'll be good. And the Jets shouldn't push him too much. Don't push him. Let him grow. Let him grow. And that's my evaluation of that whole situation. Is that good enough? I don't know if that's good enough.
I 100% I agree. I couldn't have said it any better. I do just want to add, like, I hope I'm looking further down because I do think the kid's talented, and there is a reason where they're saying this. But even if it was just a little bit of flashes, it's the New York market, so they're going to blow up everything. So what I say is, like, down the road, I hope that he's strong. If he doesn't start to fit this bill that they're building him up to be, you feel me? Like that he'll stay strong and not get ate up by this market because kids be hella sensitive these days.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
What kills me is that while Elijah Moore,
look at they killed OBJ in the New York market. You know what I
mean? What kills me is that Elijah Moore keeps blowing up, but Mims has dropped lower in their.
Because Mims was a bad pick to begin with. Like
Mims,
yeah, like
hot take.
Mims was a raw guy.
Woo.
Like, you know what I mean? Mims parlayed that, but well done for him. I'm saying, like, and then at the same time too, he was a quintessential down the field guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when, you know, and like Adam Gase liked those types, and they would spend high on those types in the draft.
You have to say Voldemort. You have to say Voldemort. Don't say Adam Gates.
So what you're saying? So what you're saying is that we should send them to Baltimore for some easy picks.
He said Baltimore.
Why not? Baltimore.
Baltimore. It's all the same thing.
Tomato.
My question is, what do you see as the fantasy implications for both Elijah Moore and Denzel Mims going forward?
You can go first, Bogart.
You know what? I'd say they're both guys you can take late round flyers on. And like with the hype, in Dynasty, I'm all about taking Elijah Moore, somewhere like, higher than normal. I would say, just depending on format. But it's just because he's young and high and he's going to be in that system that I feel it's going to flourish. I'll get him. But in redraft, he's probably one of those guys you'll probably be able to get off the waiver. If somebody's going to draft him and not be patient because he's going to do nothing until he's still a rookie receiver. You know what I mean? There's going to be some growing pains here. Like, he's probably going to rookie receivers too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're like a Justin Jefferson where you were filling in for the void of a missing Stephon Diggs, you're not really going to get the same amount of snaps you normally would. You know what I mean? Like, even CeeDee Lamb, he came in, he's playing like, 58%, 60% of the snaps initially before he was seeing like 70 to 80, like Cooper and them was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even at the end with Lamb, like he still wasn't that, like, they weren't playing him as much. You weren't getting any really crazy productivity out of him in fantasy. Yeah. But I think Elijah Moore, I think honestly by like, I'm gonna say like when he gets comfortable. What do you think comfortable? He'll be comfortable.
Probably like say like
week 7
with the preseason, maybe even like week 4 or 5 we start seeing them. Once they listen, there's snap counts too.
Isn't the rookie tiredness a thing too? Like they get tired after a while.
I mean, there's such things rookie wall, but that's usually for running backs. You know what I mean? Because like that can. And there's rarely cases where I'm saying they give a running back the full load. Except for like guys like Harris or Zeke, Fournette, in recent years, shit like that. You know what I mean?
The guy from the Chiefs last year, he kind of just died out too.
Yeah, and he's a small guy. But see, they even did, look at Kareem Hunt. When Kareem Hunt's rookie year, Spencer Ware goes down. If Spencer Ware doesn't go down, he doesn't immediately start. I don't think. And you really would have worked him in. Yeah. And then by week, I think it was by like week 6, 7, he did hit a rookie wall. You know what I mean? He was kind of flopping for people, but then he came back with a vengeance for people's fantasy playoffs. Shout out to Kareem Hunt. Give me money.
Well, Elijah, I
can't talk. I had the greatest fantasy playoffs of all time with Kamara going for 6 TDs.
That's crazy.
That made my life miserable because I have to hear about it until somebody inevitably beats Hector. So, but we talked a lot about running backs. So Michael Carter, Tevin Johnson, like LaMichael Pirine, the Jets have quite a running back committee back there. Do you think they're going to exclusively run like Tevin Johnson and Michael Carter, or do you think they're going to really be like a?
It's going to be some form of. It's going to be some form of committee. I mean, if they are going to emulate anything like the Niners do, we do have a stable of running backs. You're going to have a guy who's probably going to have 48 to 50, maybe you hope over 50% of the snap count out of the backs, right? And that's probably be Michael Carter. You know what I mean? It's going to start off and be Tevin Coleman first. You know what I mean? Because Tevin Coleman's he's going to know the playbook.
Is he bigger?
Tevin Coleman is a
little bit.
Yeah.
See, but Tevin Coleman has a relationship with Salah and the 49ers already.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
My thing was
he's like a ceremonial
that Bogart was thinking that like he'll start first. Michael Carter would potentially take over the starting role.
Yeah. And see, here's the thing. Michael Carter at the same time, right? His abilities in the passing game where you want to use them. You know what I mean? That the kid got wiggle, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I mean? So and this, this is just speaking totally unbiased. The Jets are probably playing from behind a lot. So you're gonna want the scat back anyway. And that's where his skill, yeah. So I like him in fantasy. Like he's probably gonna catch a ton of balls. You know what I mean? And like especially when people start getting aware of when people start getting aware of Zach Wilson, keeps trying to get mobile. Sooner or later, he's going to start clicking to him. Where like now that when the spies coming up on him, he's going to see, oh shit, I don't need to run. I can check it to that wide open running back right there in the flat. Carter. And it's going to be Carter.
Yep. Because Tevin Coleman, unfortunately, I love Tevin Coleman, but like he's just not that dump off run guy. I don't know. No. His legs are not fast enough anymore.
And he has sickle cell.
So what I told Zach,
I was like, he's going to strain. He's done like for the year.
I told Zach that he's going to be more of a bruiser. He's going to be more of a bruiser
goal line.
To keep Michael Carter fucking fresh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So like Tevin Coleman will start the season for like Bogart said 4 or 5 weeks. Carter was going to take over. Tevin Coleman remains the bruiser while Michael Carter just flourishes and goes apeshit.
You remember in 2019 when my Niners were going crazy in the run game, and it was always Mostert just going crazy. You know who started every game though? Is Tevin Coleman. It's like it was when we in the Super Bowl. Even I was at every playoff game. I wasn't at the Super Bowl, but I was at every playoff game at home. Right?
No shit.
Yeah, I'm a season ticket holder. See what I'm saying? So I'm at the joint, me and my mans, and we would just laugh like because you can make stupid bets like on the Bovado, right? And it was like, boom, Tevin Coleman's gonna start every time, and I would always bet like it would be like over 3 receptions. What's his name? What's my man's, bro? The fullback, my man, the huge bag, the huge check. Huge check. My man's the huge check is what I call it.
The horn, something like that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it would always be like over 3 receptions. I'd be like, he's going over, and he would get it in like one. He would just get it in one random drive. He would just, you know what I mean? He'd be out there looking like he's gonna block it and he'd catch the ball real quick.
You know, you just popped in my brain. I remember John Connor on the Jets. He was so good.
Oh yeah,
God, that was good.
He was a force.
There was a bunch of
Steelers for a bit.
I was gonna say the Steelers have a knack for having fullbacks too. You know what I'm saying? Like
fullbacks are just—it's a position that's gone by the wayside in today's NFL.
They faded.
What was that guy on the Raiders that was really good?
They weren't there for anything, but just as a fast blocker.
Mm-hmm. I remember Ray Allen played fullback for Bo Jackson. That's how. Not Ray Allen. Yeah. Was it not Ray Allen? What's his name? Marcus Allen. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I didn't know this. I was a wee type, but it's like from all the documentaries I saw.
I remember the black quarterback from the Bears, Jason Campbell. That's who it was.
That's his name. See,
Jason Campbell.
Because Chaz was going to get that shit one way or the
other. Yeah, I was going to get it.
Here's the correlation. Because my Niners had Jason Campbell, and also in the same time we had Troy Smith. You know what I mean? That's why I was confusing the two. And then both of them, I think, one of them went on to Washington at one point.
Jason Campbell. Then he went to the Bears for one season.
Went to the Bears. Boom.
Yep.
Now they
Bears racist.
I'll let you go first. Tell me why the Jets are going to go over 13 wins.
They're going undefeated.
They will not go over.
I know why, because the Russian mob they're gonna fix every game.
I need you to lose a couple.
It's because I'm gonna go home and play Madden tonight.
Chaz, what's your prediction?
Prediction for the Bears. Prediction for the Jets. I think they are going to have a positive season. I don't think they're gonna win a lot.
That was a strong prediction, Chaz. Jesus Christ! Don't hold back now.
It's just I think they're gonna have a good season because the head coach that came from the 49ers, he's a young guy. He needs to learn he's getting his lickings in, has his young team. They're going to learn. They're going to beat some crazy teams, right? They're going to have some crazy wins that we're never going to see coming, right? But they're also going to have some shitty losses because I think Zach Wilson.
Look at the division too, man.
Yeah. That division, Zach Wilson's young and people are going to start figuring him out. I think you guys, honestly, I think you're going to lose week 1 and then you guys are going to win week 2 and 3 because people are going to be like,
who y'all got week 1? The Panthers?
Sam Darnold and the Panthers. We're winning that shit.
We're winning that shit. You guys have a record of quarterbacks coming back to you and beating your ass. So
I think Chaz is going to get edited out of this entire episode.
I'm not going to lie. I have Sam Darnold coming back and dropping like 450 yards.
But I honestly think Zach Wilson's going to be just like my boy Russell Wilson. I honestly think so, man. I think so. I honestly think. I think
so Zach, okay, before we get to Bogart's predictions, I had just said on Bogart's podcast yesterday that Zach Wilson, don't quote me on it, is not Russell Wilson, but is a Russell Wilson type.
He is. Yeah.
Where he can run heavy as long as the line stays healthy and they do what they got to do. He can run heavy and play action galore. He's able to maneuver and extend plays.
When was the last time you guys had a quarterback like that, though? It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
Or ever.
Chad Penn, no.
Chad was pure power.
Brett Favre, I guess.
The last good quarterback
Favre was mobile, kind of.
Listen,
Joe Namath.
Oh man, it was Ryan Fitzmagic, bro. Let's go.
Yeah. We don't talk about that game. He kept us out of the playoffs when he played with the Bills. We don't talk about him neither.
All right, Bogart, your prediction. What's the Jets going?
I mean, if they give you guys like 4.5 wins, I'd probably take the under. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm about to have some real internet connection problems.
I'm about to fight you, my boy.
No, I'm saying because, but you let me finish. But there's going to be some growing pains. It's you have a lot of great personnel.
You about to have some growing pains. That's a fact.
And you know, it's coming from an organization. Saleh, he knows how to be a part of an organization, and he's been a part of organizations that have bounced back. He was part of the Pete Carroll family tree when they. I
hope you bounce back from the Seamaker. I'm about to
hold on. So, he was part of the Seahawks turning it around. He was part of my Niners turning it around, and now he's the big dog over there with the Jets. He knows the culture, so he knows winning right now. Getting these games is about getting his defense to play right, learning his new system. The system. Then he's gonna let his brother, because it is like his brother in real life, right? They're all like him and the Shanahans and the Floors. They're all fucking like bros on each other's weddings and shit like that. You know what I mean? So he's gonna let Mike LaFleur. He's learning this whole thing, how to fucking be a play caller and an OC, all this shit. He's doing his Shanahan now. You know what I mean? He's literally doing it. He's doing his thing like his brother's doing, like his brother Matt LaFleur is doing.
Right.
So now this is his his stepping stone chance right now. So there's gonna be growing pains. Like I said, if they put it at 4.5 wins, I'd probably say y'all win 4 games. And you know why I say this? Because the division's tough. Belichick destroys rookies all the time. Look what he did to Herbert last year. Herbert had a phenomenal year. When he played Belichick, he did nothing.
Ain't that the truth?
80 passing yards. I think I lost that week in the Superflex. I had Herbert everywhere. I'll never forget that. I'll probably bring this up next year. Bring me on the show next year. You know I mean? But I'm saying, and then then you have the Dolphins, who are like, they have the guy who was the reason the Patriots were good for a long time as well. He's over there, Flores. That defense is tough. You know what I mean? And then you have the Bills defense that is always just tough with fucking what's his name, man? Mick Dermott. You know what I'm saying?
What's it? The cornerback, White.
So there's you got Xavier Howard, Tre'Davious White. These are Stephon Gilmore. These are just the guys in your division. You know what I mean?
Imagine they kept Minka Fitzpatrick, though. Imagine they kept Minka Fitzpatrick, that team.
But you know what? He didn't.
I think they didn't.
They knew they can get. Okay, but how about this? So this is why I say this though too. Is that just like my Niners were when we first fired the thing up with Shanahan? We were in every game. Shanahan has had the most games that year where we lost by a possession or less, and that's probably going to be where the Jets are at. They're going to be fun to watch.
Jets are going to be super fun to watch. I'll be honest.
I'm
coming to that.
Hold on.
I'm coming to that Jets game. I said Jets are going to be fun. I'm going to be watching. I promise.
I swear to God, I thought he said Jets to the Super Bowl. I'm like, say it, Chaz, David, say it.
No,
Cookies, guys. I said what I said. I'm standing by my record. The Jets are going 9-7. No, 9-8. 9-8.
I'm taking 8-9. So I believe in the Jets. But
I mean, look at what Saleh got over there. Saleh has like a lot of pieces on. Like you got to remember, Saleh was in the building when we had to decide between Nick Bosa and Quentin Williams.
Yeah,
I mean, so now he has Quentin Williams. I mean, granted, he's hurt right now, but you know what I mean.
Quentin Williams, please don't believe anything you see right now. He'll be just fine.
Yeah, I was about to say they're probably giving him like the baby treatment right now.
Right.
It's like he just keeps getting hurt. Like, you know what?
Yeah, I have no fear for Quentin Williams, who led the league in defensive pressures at nose tackle when he was a rookie. But anyway, guys, Bogart, I'll give you the start this time. We got to wrap it up. We are running short on time. So, Bogart, let everybody know where they can find you, what you're about. Plug all your shit, bro.
Yes. The earth is my turf. You can find me at the GMM Network. Universe, give me money. Don't forget to subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. Fellas, it was a pleasure. I got to bring you guys on my joint.
Hell yeah.
I just actually, resurrected like Phoenix from the ash with my show. Great. And we're hitting the ground. We're hitting the ground running. So check us out. We're also going to we're available on all streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? It's the Real Fantasy Playmakers podcast. And then all my channels where you find, the Movie Hour. Shout out to my man, Franklin. We just talking all things movie. You know what I'm saying? And we also got a series I do called Playmaker AF, where I'm just talking to motherfuckers that just make plays for real. Then no matter what you do in life, you know what I mean? Music, art, you know what I mean? Just business, you know what I mean? The cannabis industry, whatever it is, man. I talk to all kind of motherfuckers and just, you know what I'm saying? I have fun doing that series. I'm about to fire that one back up too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going from everything used to be audio. Now I'm continuing the audio, but everything's visual now. So we're
Nice. Hell yeah. Appreciate you having me on, bro.
And stay tuned with Bogarts. We're doing a lot of work with him and staying in tune with him. We're going to be in talks with him for a lot of things. Chaz, let him know. My man.
Yes. So you can find me. It's just Chaz pretty much everywhere. On my YouTube page, I do reactions, movie reviews. I do Let's Plays. I talk wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fanatic. We didn't get to really talk about anything like that, but right here, stun the world, baby. Stun the world.
I love it.
And if you want, like I said, Trash Gamer, if you want to play with me on Xbox, PlayStation, find me a Trash Gamer. That's my gamer tag. And if you smell what the Chaz is cooking.
That
sounds familiar. I can't imagine where I've heard that from.
Bro, I've never heard that ever.
That must be a one-time thing that you made up by yourself.
You should trademark it.
Well, we bear witness to it, so we get a piece of that.
Yeah.
Don't go and sports me. People might say you stole it.
Yeah, for facts. They're gonna think.
Listen, that was the first time in the history of ever.
Everybody, follow, share. Please like Chaz, follow Bogart, do all the things that you need to do. You know where to find us: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, SportsMate, everywhere where you think you can listen to a podcast. You can find all three of us on YouTube, guys. It's been an absolute blast. We look forward to having you guys on in the future and hopping on with you guys. Thank you for coming on. And Hector, do your thing.
I said what I said, bitches.